Hey everybody, welcome to the big finale show. This is pretty much the end. I quit about a few weeks ago. What?
Nothing. I just like you put it in such a way, in such words that it just sounded like I quit, and then you were just gonna log off of Skype.
Show's over, bye. No. Yeah, I wanted to I really don't even feel like making any more comics. I don't feel like doing an ending. It's gotten that bad. It's not that I don't love the universe or anything I created, but it's just I've been just busy with other stuff. So I just have not had the drive to make a real ending. So we're gonna do a big podcast again because it was so well updated and stuff.
Yeah, this is totally like our 30th episode weekly, right?
Yeah, yeah. We made it 3, but we lost it.
Pretty much.
Yeah. It was like here, and then it wasn't anymore. So, and then, like, I think that kind of killed our morale. So I think we were just like, meh.
And I think actually my commentary through the old ones might have either helped your morale or killed your morale.
No, I think I was distracting too. I don't think we just kind of had tangents out the butt. So
Not to mention that no one actually ended up using the comment section or anything like that. So
yeah, nobody commented in the forum, so so we didn't know if anyone was even listening because there's no like download count on the podcast page or anything. So yeah, we're back. This is gonna serve as the ending of sorts. I'm going to talk about we're gonna look back on things. The big thing though is I'm gonna tell you guys stuff that was going to happen. I got quite a few questions on the forums about what was going to happen to this character and stuff. I'm specifically the part I wanted to tell was what was going to happen to X and Zero and what the hell was going on with Tony, Sonic, and Razor when Razor got sent away, but more when like Tony and Sonic got sent away into space, because that never got answered at all.
Why the hell do I not have a space sound?
Space.
Okay, that one works. Moving on.
Okay. Yeah, but this is going to be a huge show. It's a really big deal. This is going to be a culmination of everything. We're going to end together. We got a lot of big stuff planned. We even got a cameo from Yoko.
Hey.
Ta-da!
Let's look back at everything because there was a lot. I don't want to like go through every saga because that would be horrible. That would take way too long.
I really wouldn't care to either.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I went through like those original stuff. Everyone who wants to know my thoughts on those original sagas can go back and check.
Mm-hmm. There was a
except for Razor because he was talent. He wasn't a whole lot of talent, but he had it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been assembling this big folder with all the comics in them recently. Been numbering everything in numerical order, and I didn't forget anything for the most part. I had to do a little 0.1, 0.2 numbers a few times, but I actually didn't screw up too bad in this folder, and I hope you guys like it, because everything's in chronological order or how it's meant to be read for the most part.
I seriously hope you put it on something that you can do download count so you can look at it and say that only 14 people did it.
Oh, God. You are such a downer.
I am. But when have I ever not been? I mean, this is going to be the perfect thing for all of your fans.
Uh-huh. No one's gonna buy it.
No, I don't sell it. Force it down people's throats. That's what I do.
Yep. Just everything's in order to how it's meant to be read anyway, because there are some cases I realized where things happen this way, but in my continuity consciousness, I decided at the end of some sagas to foreshadow obviously things that were going to happen, because say they got in the middle ground saga SmackDown, when that was going on, that was before the tournament saga, and Akuma, screws over Tony at the end of that. And I had Akuma pretty much saying in a thought bubble exactly what he was going to do, because the tournament saga was already over. So I'd do things like that. And that kind of made me have to go, oh, that has to be after that. So that was a damn shame. But everything else was vague foreshadowing, like after the how MG Land works thing. Tails just calls Tony and he's like, "Oh man, you gotta get over here." He doesn't even say the Death Egg's like there or anything. So, but it's a big folder. It's got
You gotta hand it
1,000.
to Eggman. The Death Egg has never worked in the past. Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Sonic Battle, Sonic the Fighters was the Death Egg too. But dang it, he keeps going back to to his only original idea, Star Wars.
Star Wars. Does that Death Egg and Sonic Battle even count?
I don't know. You're the one who took Emerald.
Yeah.
You made Sonic Battle count.
I'm not saying Sonic Battle doesn't count. I'm saying that Death Egg was so throwaway and it looked like the Ark.
Yeah, it did.
It did. The sprite was totally the Ark. Yeah, the folder is 1,130 comics altogether. A little more. We're gonna add stuff. Little stuff, like the Pony Arc and stuff. I haven't numbered those. Because it's not done. A little news, Liger's gonna make the last comic for that.
Ah.
Him and Joanna. Joanna's gonna draw something for it. So that'll be good. And it'll go in there. The only thing that won't be done is that arc I just started, the Tony the Hedgehog engagement stuff, because, well, there's a lot for that. Mm-hmm. It's just not gonna get done.
Nope. But I do have to make mention of one thing. I was going through your old comics, and I shouldn't even say old and I shouldn't even say your. I was going through comics.
Okay.
Yeah, I was actually going through the Pony arc of You're Getting in the Middle Ground, and the last one, the drawn one, and I noticed something, and I never caught it before, and I think you might have caught it before. But if anyone was reading my commentaries, I kind of ripped into Tony for his constant misspellings of the word does. And if you check the latest, or the last, if you want to say it.
No.
Second to last. Yeah, totally has doesn't.
Where?
Pretty much the last dialogue from Trinity, she says doesn't.
Oh my god. We have come full circle with this.
Yes.
Wait,
it was Meg saying it, but she jumps into action and doesn't afraid of anything.
Yeah.
And I felt like that was the best way to cap things around.
And it looks good too. I mean,
yeah, and it was drawn. Come on.
Yeah, I should have ended it there. Yeah, in Super's little commentaries for the old one, he would like mock the Dose. Oh, that Eggman, he Dose so good. Just stuff like that.
He doesn't always do the right thing.
The folder also has it'll have all three of these podcasts in them. And
because well, technically you should be able to say 4, but the third one decided not to record.
Yeah, this is number 3 in my head. It's got all the fan comics I've made for other people and they've made for me, all the gifts I've received over the years. Like it's a combination of everything. I hope you guys like it.
All the gifts, but no gifts.
Yeah.
Which is sad because I was actually going to ask Theon to do a gif of just Tony doing the most embarrassing dance.
Really?
Because I felt like that would actually need to be done. Because I would rather have liked to have played it on the screen.
Yeah. But I have to say, the old stuff is awful in my book. My writing standards have changed a lot over the years. Even like the last year, my tastes have gotten way more refined. And I look back at the stuff I did.
You're a connoisseur of comics, if you will.
Not even comics, just
writing in general.
Yeah, and honestly, this is an insult to anyone who does comics anymore. I find the comic medium to gotten a little boring for me anyway, because I just like animation and moving images and cinema and movies and music, and I don't get any of that with comics.
Yeah, it's truly one person saying that is so insulting to them.
No. Hey, Akuma's made a bajillion. I don't want to make him feel bad.
Man, I don't think you can.
No.
He knows he's better than you. I mean, he's a good guy. I'm
so glad you're here. Yeah, my old stuff I feel bad about. If there were things I could go back and I wish I did do those remakes of everything because I was planning on changing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that was actually the only thing that I was actually, excited for you to be doing for your comic was to go back and change all the horrible, horrible things that I had to endure twice. But
I have to say, when I went back and looked through everything, I I've always kind of felt, I guess because people have been on my ass all the time about just quality and all that, I really don't feel that bad about everything I've done. I'm actually I'm actually very proud of the last 3 sagas I did, like the Akuma fight and the whole giant Eggman Strike saga, because
Yeah.
even though there was a lot I wanted to do different and it was hell to put together and it took me probably 2 years, when I looked through it all together, I think I did a pretty damn good job on it. Not the best job, but I'm proud of it for what it was.
I feel like it could have been better if you had done the space saga
If I showed what was going on in space.
in space.
Yeah, space.
I know you didn't because of dramatic tension and all that.
But I should have.
You should have gone back before you quit.
I'll try to explain all that verbally. I know that isn't going to be exciting, but...
Maybe you can make sound effects. That'll make it exciting. And then Tony and Sonic went into space.
Yeah, we'll do that.
People.
Yeah, the old middle ground stuff too is silly, and it was really good at the time too. It's like me and Akuma were talking on around the middle ground. Oh yeah, by the way, on that will continue without me, as you saw with the last episode on the forums. It needs to be on the podcast page, but that's not my department anymore. But yeah, it's just the thing that was funny to me is those little intro songs that Koivo does. My song for the last episode was Hedgehog's Dilemma. So it was like I was kind of thinking about it the month before I quit. It's kind of really vague foreshadowing to anyone who knows the song name.
He even foreshadows real life. What a writer!
Yes, a writer of real life.
I'm gonna jump in here.
Yeah.
Because I think Des just asked a question that you should probably clarify. Are you going to be joining any of the Around the Middle Ground podcasts anymore, even as a guest?
I think as a guest I might come back, once or twice or something in the future. I kind of want to just take a break from everything for a while, but yeah, I'll come back to that. A lot of people think since I quit, this is just a really jumbled show already.
I don't care.
It doesn't matter, right?
Nope.
Okay. It's just, a lot of people think, since I said I'm leaving, or I quit making comics, they think I'm just gonna freaking leave MG forever. It's still my homepage, guys. I still go to it every day. I still check the forums regularly. I still post if I have something to say about ponies or something, or games or whatever.
Mostly ponies, though.
Usually shows like Ponies or South Park or Family Guy or whatever. But
South Park's doing fine, but, continue on.
Looks like I'm solving this puzzle the hard way. What the hell is that?
I don't know. I just had some images lined up. It's one of the only JPEGs I actually have. Everything else is PNG.
Yeah, okay.
Want me to make you sad? Fine. Bam.
What?
The one that
don't do that. That comic Liger made for me makes me cry. Like, seriously, it makes me sad.
Okay, fine.
But then Greenie, made it, and it was funny. Yeah, people think I'm just gonna leave forever. I gotta try to stay on track. People think that means I'm just gonna not go to middle ground. I'll be on the forum. God damn it. He's putting images on the stream, people who are listening to this 10 years in the future and can't see it. Yeah, I'm gonna be around the forums. I'm still gonna post. I'm still probably gonna post on the front page every so often if I have something neat to show off. But, I mean, it's just, I'm not leaving. I'm always gonna be around, so you guys shouldn't worry about that. And I really hope that Tony, the character, maintains a presence too. If you guys want to use him, go to the extra page. His sprites are there. Use them. I mean, just go nuts for fan comics or
aren't the sprites also available in the big folder of Toniness that you're presenting?
No, because I didn't think about organizing all that. Because I was going to put every sprite ever sheet, but that would just be insane.
Yeah, just asking Zayon to do it. He's in the chat.
And I would give out more than just Tony, but I don't technically own Razor or Gomi. I guess I own Dimitri, but
you can give him Dimitri.
Yeah, that's kind of shame. People keep asking me for Razor and Gomi, and I'm like, I can't. I don't. Me and Kron kind of both owned Gomi's character rights since she left. Yeah.
So ask Kron for him, because apparently Tony's just defaulting it all over to him.
I kind of own the different... Gomi's kind of become a different character before she left, but the Gomi in my comics kind of became its own thing, so...
Well, for better or for worse.
For better or for worse, yeah. I thought I was developing her a little bit there at the end before
Yeah.
she was a pet.
Yeah, that's actually the thing.
She's just a pet.
She for a while there.
Yeah, as our grunts
It
pointed
took
out.
it took Akuma trying to kill her.
I was trying to make her like hang out with the girl characters too before even that. Then Akuma almost killed her. That was kind of gay. Akuma, that was bad. Don't do that.
Yeah, what
Bad,
up, man?
bad hedgehog. Just leave that picture up the whole time, by the way. I love
I
it.
think I am.
Okay.
Well, the reason I actually brought up the picture in the first place is because you said MG forever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So. Oh, okay. I gotcha. Yeah, I'm really like, even though the Tony character is kind of bland when it starts out, I'm actually really proud of it still. Even though it was just kind of getting going, I'm really proud of at least we saw him develop as a fighter in the whole Akuma rivalry and stuff.
At least he had one defining aspect.
I am trying to make light of this, okay?
I know, but like, you might think that as me, really downplaying you. But let's look back on like other Sprite comics that are out there. A lot of them, their character doesn't have a defining aspect.
Oh, so I did good.
You did good recently, yes.
Okay, that makes me happy. That's the thing. I feel like I've done at least a lot better recently. There was a lot of stuff I like Foreshadow too that I never got to. The Dimitri never really developed too good either, I don't think, and I feel really bad for that.
But he got better sprites.
Derp.
Mm-hmm.
He listened to episode 2, I think he ripped that one to hell. I'm so proud of Gemel too. What did you think of Gemel? He's like still my baby to me. Is that the only thing is I've read from you recently were those commentaries of the old ones.
I don't know. I never really had that big of an opinion. I know you really loved him, but like every time I look at him, I kind of go. I just remember beating the hell out of him in Sonic Advance 3, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
I liked the way he was going, but like.
He stopped.
Yeah. He
right.
stopped. I really wanted him to see him become more Proto-Manny.
Proto-Manny? Like a lone wolf kind of thing?
Yeah, he doesn't have to be good. He just has to do whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah,
Then he needs Team Metroid or
I think
Fury. Or
what
was the other one? What was the other one, Tony?
Shut up.
What was that team name?
This is my big day, Super. Don't ruin it.
Oh, it was ruined the moment I stepped in here.
Yeah, I know. But I'm really happy with. I am sad though, because as I said in the post, I feel like things were just now starting to get into a quality where I could call good. I really, really like the whole Rooming with Razor saga because I felt like that got every character in a substantial role, or at least when they just kind of showed up, it was entertaining, and it showed their character in a good light. I'm so sad I didn't continue in a way. I really don't have the drive for it anymore, but I felt like if I kept going, it would have been a lot better. But then I still got Super Saiyan Hedgehogs and stuff to deal with, so.
Super Saiyan Hedgehogs with Visions and beating Sonic in a tournament.
Yeah, we were. Let's talk about what we were going to change in the remakes.
Yeah, because I think I was more a part of that one than anything else.
He was very adamant, and it was kind of a little character thing. A lot of the old beats did it. I built it up a little bit, but I had my character beat Sonic in a fight. And honestly, if I went back for that, I would either made it a draw or had Sonic kick his ass.
Mm-hmm. Because well, let's be honest here. The only thing is, we also weren't going to have Super Saiyan 3 against demonic, crazy as hell Razor.
No.
We were going to keep.
That was a big thing too, yeah.
We're going to keep that away, and wasn't the plan to have him go Super Saiyan 3 during the tournament?
Maybe. That would have been good to maybe have him do that during the Razor fight and still lose. Like, the power ran out during the fight. That would have been good. That would have been really good. Damn it. Another thing we noticed, too, with the old ones. Damn it.
Is that Razor is an awful comic artist.
Yeah, but besides that.
If you read my commentary, I give him glowing reviews.
The other thing we noticed about the old stuff is even though it is really embedded in the mythos and everything, we do not call back to it. I don't call back to it, and I'm such big on continuity, but I do not call back on the old stuff that much. We reference maybe Razor losing control and Tony turning Super Saiyan 3 a little bit, but it is not referenced that much, and it would have been easy to fix maybe a few lines of the new ones, and it would have worked fine if we changed a lot.
Plus, there is a lot of fun with the, wow, Tony's really, defending his secret identity by being on TV and being called Tony.
Yep, that was silly too.
I don't really understand the, line of thought behind him going Super Saiyan 3 to hide his identity, considering he's still glowing yellow, still has red eyes, and he might sound a little deeper, but really...
Honestly...
That's like putting on a little black thing over your eyes and expecting no one to understand who you are.
Dude, yeah.
Dude, he Superman glasses it up.
Honestly, the thing that... Superman's bad, but I think Danny Phantom is just as bad, because his hair color changes. But he still has the exact same build and stuff.
Yep.
So, that's honestly my train of thought was like, well, people don't give a damn, so... When superhero logic, people don't care.
But I do care.
You do care. Superman glasses piss you off so much.
Superman 4 Quest for Peace up in here.
Yeah. But I'm really happy with, like, that big arc and the Razor rooming and I really, on the last, around the middle ground, they were talking about how good the Akuma Tony fight was, and he thought Akuma helped me write it and stuff because I got his character down so pat. And I'm like, no? What?
You've just been kind of worshipping the ground he's moved on for so long.
Yeah. Pretty much. That's another thing. I want to thank Akuma, like, really a lot for that, because he trusted me with his character. He gave me Shin when I was very early on. He let me do this whole big character arc with him. Tony, Akuma is pretty much Tony's, like, measuring stick for his power, and I really, really like the relationship they had, and it helped me a lot, so I cannot thank you enough for trusting me very early in my little comic career for letting me do that. I am so grateful for that.
I don't know, saying that he's kind of the measuring stick, it just makes me think that Akuma's a nun, and you're a student, and he just keeps on hitting you with it.
That's not that far off.
Nope. Akuma the nun.
I'll tell this story too, because it's been a comic idea that's been in my head for years. Tony and Akuma haven't met when they were babies or anything, but I had a really funny images where Akuma's talking to Tony and just like, dude, we went through so much together. Remember the sandbox? And it's just like Tony and Akuma babies, and Akuma just crawls over to Tony and just hits him in the head with a rattle, and he starts crying. And Tony's just like, Akuma, that didn't happen.
What?
It was funny to me. Somebody wants to make that, I will throw that in the folder.
But you gotta do it by the time I edit this.
That's true. I don't know, I might add something for our new game in there too.
Oh, yeah, that.
Which would be very patient foreshadowing. More on the game stuff later, though.
Well,
oh my god.
An Easter egg for those who downloaded it.
Not sure. Well,
not anymore.
If it is, go find it. And if we didn't add it, you're not gonna find it. But you'll look.
No, it's totally there. Dude, don't put it in. It's totally there.
Oh man, I forgot. I'm kind of scrolling through comics trying to think of something to say.
Oh,
but
wonderful.
I'm still talking.
He's still
Mario,
talking, people.
The Mario, shut up. The Mario drawing I got was awesome. I was so happy for that too. You remember that?
Yes.
Did you like it?
I found it completely out of left field, but it was nice.
Yeah.
I liked the drawing.
Yeah. I commissioned that months before it happened. And I barely I foreshadowed to Mario being there, though. A little bit, like Sonic talked to him on the phone.
Yeah.
And Eggman was talking about Bowser called him for something. He's like, no, you sick. So then Bowser was mad. He had the Koopas come attack. That's big, you know.
Yeah, the Koopa Pack attack.
Yeah. Plus, reference Bowser's Kingdom, which is horribly underrated if you haven't seen it.
Really?
With the piranha. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I have.
It's good.
I didn't realize it was underrated.
I feel like everyone's on Mario Brothers eating balls, so they don't understand it.
Mario Brothers Z has very, very meh writing.
It is, but the animation's amazing.
Yeah, well, was amazing anyways.
Yeah, there's been animation in a year and a half, so I wouldn't say underrated, but I don't know if people necessarily know about it. A lot of people I talk to don't know about it.
Yeah.
That was my homage to them.
I think Elvin is like friggin'. He's trying to be like Little Karibo. Always adding something just a little bit more new every time.
Hmm.
Like last one was like the 3D ships and stuff.
Yeah.
And no one wants that. They just want to see Mario beat people up.
Yeah, it's not necessarily. I think that might be a quality thing with him though too, is he wants to make it so good so it's interesting for him to make. But that clearly isn't working either.
I don't know. Maybe he just wants to draw furries all day.
Probably.
Moving on.
If you're listening to this, Alvin, you suck. He's never gonna hear this.
No, he's not. But if he
Update
does,
your damn thing. Update your series. I hate you.
or
You're awful.
quit.
Or quit, seriously.
Stop bleeding around.
I would say this isn't going to be interesting to people, but if you read my stuff, you probably have seen that thing. So, yeah, let's move on to some of the questions that people have submitted about what would have happened.
I hope you actually put them on a file and not just scrolling through the topic.
I was, but then I didn't feel like it, so I quit.
So we're just gonna scroll through the topic.
Basically.
All right, put in your questions now.
No, not in the chat room. No.
I'll probably read some of the ones that are in the chat room.
Okay, that's fine. Let me.
Especially the most embarrassing ones. I mean, keep going.
I'm going to tell you guys what happened with Tony and Sonic and Razor though before, because that'll cover a lot. The deal with Tony and Sonic, and this could, even if I like come back in 5 years or something, I could still change this. It wasn't going to be that interesting, really. The thing I was going to do after the fact was, after that saga, but I just wanted to do funny stuff, so I didn't do it. I was going to cover Tony and Sonic telling everybody about what they were doing in space, and I was going to have Razor talking to Seamus about what he was doing. And honestly, the Razor story was going to be much more interesting, I thought anyway. Tony and Sonic, basically, I think I showed this, I don't even remember though, that Sonic used Chaos Control at the last minute without the Chaos Emerald's power. And it pretty much warped them way far away. And aliens found Tony and Sonic and put them in a healing chamber. Anyway, so aliens we're gonna put them in a healing chamber. It's like aliens were gonna put them in a healing chamber. They were gonna wake up, freak out a little bit. Sonic was gonna wake up regular. Tony was gonna wake up black with blue eyes. By the way, if I could change this, I would put blue eyes on yellow Super Saiyan 1 and 2 Tony, because that would make the change for Super Saiyan 3 Tony a little better.
Not to mention that they're normally supposed to have blue eyes.
Yeah, that was a thing too, but you do. Tony was gonna wake up. Yeah, Tony was gonna wake up with the black fur, and that was gonna be the first time in a long time Sonic sees it, and Tony was gonna freak out. Tony is really self-conscious about that. He hates it because it reminds him of his old life and living with his parents and stuff. So that's kind of a big deal for him. That's why he kind of felt bad when Dimitri and everybody saw him, because he does not like to acknowledge it. He was going to wake up in the Saiyan armor that he came back in. The aliens were going to... These are really nice aliens. They weren't going to, like, cause problems or anything. They like, looked at their DNA and realized...
Fred the alien. He's a dick.
Yeah, Fred sucks. We just made that up.
Mm-hmm.
They looked at Tony's DNA and realized he had a strain of Saiyan DNA, so they gave him, like, native clothing, pretty much. That's how he got it. I never explained that, but that is how he got it.
So how did the aliens get it?
As
expected.
Yeah. Okay, see, this is back when I wasn't plotting things out as well, too, so you probably would have helped me with an excuse.
Yep.
Saiyan armor was Frieza army attire, too, so... Like, that was like the official Frieza army attire. He, like, stole that from Saiyans. I'm sure it was a lot more abundant. And I'm not even
Saiyan stole it from the other race.
probably the aliens that saved Tony were the original race. There we go. No, Akuma. It's
Original
Akuma
race
saying
is dead.
that it's not Saiyan armor. It's Frieza minion armor. I actually looked that up when you said that a while ago. It was actually Saiyan armor, and Frieza mass produced it for his army.
Well, I know, but the Saiyans, like, they were given that armor by a different race.
Are you kidding, or did you actually read that?
I'm not kidding.
Oh, really?
Took it from another race that the Saiyans, ended up, like, killing.
Really? That's cool. See, Super will school me on Dragon Ball stuff.
Which is ridiculous, because I don't really watch Dragon Ball.
I know.
I just have vivid memories and pay attention and stuff.
Yeah, which
the whole paying attention part.
I honestly didn't intend on setting my world in Dragon Ball world, because then there's freaking Dragon Balls, and those are such plot downers to me that you can bring people back to life at any point and stuff, But what were you saying that it was?
You can do the same with the Chaos Emeralds. All you need is what is it? Necrophiliac bestial princess.
Or Pikachu tears.
Or Pikachu tears.
What was that? I was talking to you about how we were gonna mix Dragon Ball in, like it was just another planet, and Saiyans just came to Tony's or Sonic's planet at some point. Didn't we talk about this?
You probably talked to Warlock a bit more about this, which I'm actually kind of surprised. Why isn't Warlock here?
Well, I'm sure he's busy. We haven't talked as much recently, so.
Point, but he was your writer before I ever started yelling at you for your bad writing.
I know. But I think that's what we talked about. Originally, it was much more convoluted. I'll give you guys the original backstory for this, too. Kron's little race organization, the little army that is...
Or races.
That was very featured in WTF, was going to be in a God in the Middle Ground incarnation, in that they had a dimensional portal, and they did experiments on Tony's grandfather, so that the grandfather, it was during the Great Depression, and the grandfather could, get money to support his wife and son, which was Tony's dad. It was, honestly, that is so convoluted, I probably would have went back on it.
I don't know, you tend to like convolution. Don't you like Eva and stuff?
I do, but I don't know if that would have worked. Because that's a lot of outside knowledge of comics that aren't even mine.
Well, it only takes one or two comics to really set a background for a certain organization.
Yeah.
And then you just put little tags, CWTF number 343 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. But even so, it was going to lead up to other stuff too. Race was going to be a big bad and got in the middle ground or something. It was going to lead to something. That was the idea too, but I don't know if that was the route we were going with. Anyway.
It sounds like it would have been a good route to go.
Yeah, it might have. I just wonder if people would have followed it. I guess if they're reading Sprite comics, they probably follow it enough.
Yeah. If they're on the middle ground and they're reading comics, they're probably they're probably reading Akuma's, yours, and WTF.
Probably. But
Although
not
I swear
mine
to
anymore.
God, Liger confuses the hell out of me with his inner fire crap. But that's besides the point.
That's something else.
I know, but I don't get it.
Just, okay, so the aliens who rescued Tony and Sonic anyway, they gave Tony Saiyan garb. Sonic, it's always been my opinion in Dragon Ball that Saiyans can breathe in space. And I know they say that they can't, but I just remember a lot of shots of Bardock, in the atmosphere with Frieza.
Well, he had a scouter.
So that means he can breathe in space.
Batman only needs a half a helmet.
Yeah. There's that. I remember in the Garlic Jr. saga, Vegeta, they cut to Vegeta and he was flying moon to moon and stuff, and I'm like, what? I feel like Vegeta and Frieza, to screw with Goku, told him that he needed to get off Namek to explode because he needed air to breathe. And I think they were just messing with him. That's always been my theory.
Maybe they have to, hide it in their hair. An oxygen tank in their hair. That's why it's always spiked up.
That makes sense.
Yep. That makes all the sense in the world. That's why they all explode.
Oh, man.
Giant tanks of oxygen.
Anyway, Tony was just going to fly back like that. Sonic was going to realize that with just the radiation over using the Chaos Emeralds over so long, that he can go super at will. and that's how he got back. So he can just go super at any point. That was going to be a big plot point too in the comics, and I was going to have Shadow learn to do it too.
But at least you showed some sort of progression with Shadow, learning how to chaos control without an emerald and under like extreme duress.
Yeah, I liked showing that because when he started, he could only like move a little bit, and then Razor ate a robot, which was really funny to me.
And then Razor ate a robot.
So I was gonna have that E10. What was that other robot? Beta.
Beta.
I was gonna have that be a big fight, and I'm like, I don't feel like doing this. I'm just gonna have Razor eat him.
Or was that Omega?
No, Omega's the hero's robot.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I thought they called the Omega like the last form of Beta.
Something like that.
I don't know.
He's 1, 2, 3. And like Gamma's 102 and stuff. So
Well, I
he's
know, but they had Beta, and then you fight like the enhanced Beta.
Yeah. And that was pretty much it. They just fly back at that point. I think there was other stuff I had in my head that I might have done, like Tony meeting Razor's sister in space, which would have been cool, but I don't know if I would have did that or not.
So, by the way, guys, Razor has a sister. Is she not?
Probably. I think that was in the cards too, to make her Tony's love interest.
Ah!
But yeah,
Sorry.
that would have been hilarious in a few ways.
Yes, it actually would have been.
I was going to have Razor wasn't around for Tony's funeral, but if he was, he would have totally hit on Tony's sister. So it would have been like mirroring too.
Oh, of course.
You never told me that Tony Warlock's here. Yeah.
Oh,
I know.
yeah, I was gonna say that earlier, actually. I only typed it in the chat, though. Tony will notice sooner or later.
Yeah, sorry about that. No, like I said, I probably wouldn't have did it because I don't think I was going to give Tony a love interest for a while. I had another
He
idea
had to have personality before he could actually use it.
where they were going to stop by the Ark and like look up Shadow's files and find out that the only purpose this would have served was to show that my theory was right in my universe, that Shadow was modeled after Sonic's legend, which I've always thought was true. That
See, if I had seen you do that, I would also have probably focused on answering whether or not Shadow is immortal or not in your comic.
Yeah, that was a big thing.
I would have forced that on you.
Yeah.
Because here's something funny.
Yeah, you tell that story.
I was on...
Actually, you tell this story. I gotta get up for a second. Give me like a minute.
Alright, I can do this. Basically, this is actually something for the Sonic fandom in general. I was digging around one day, and someone mentioned that Shadow the Hedgehog is immortal and ageless. Either way, either one works, really. And it's something to do with the ultimate life. So I was looking around and thinking about it, and like, where does it actually say that he's immortal or ageless? So I went through every piece of Shadow's history, canon history, and there is not a single mention of him being immortal or ageless, and yet the Sonic fandom seems to believe that he is. And it's even in his Wikipedia article. By the way, Wikipedia has a powers section, a powers table, and it says that he's immortal there, and there's no citations or anything. So just an FYI for anyone who's actually listening and cares at this point, Shadow is not in any way in canon immortal.
Mm-hmm.
See? I just nerd raged all over the place.
Okay. I think he is still.
I don't think he is, and everyone who says he looks over 50 years old, he was in stasis, people.
Yeah. How does he look 50? He's a hedgehog, and he's like black all over.
Yeah. Where's he going to show the age? He's
I'm not-
a hedgehog?
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying in my mind it's like that, and I'm not going to try to justify it or anything, but it's always been like that to me.
Well, I just never really even considered it, and then people was just like, hey, he's immortal, and I'm just like, when did they say that?
Yeah, he can clearly die. It's the fact that if he lives a long time, will he keep living?
Yeah. Digression. My friend really likes Shadow, and he really likes Sonic Adventure 2. Thing is, he didn't know Shadow was yelling Maria when he dies.
Okay.
He thought he said mommy.
That's pretty awesome.
Yes.
I'm glad that story is here.
It is here, and it is here to stay. If you had continued with your comic, I probably would have just thrown that in there if we had ever said it on a podcast.
I would have done it.
Shadow gets smacked around. Mommy.
The big deal with that, though, The thing that I read that justified it was that was it in that secret document that Rouge found?
Nope.
It wasn't?
No, I pored
Okay.
over all the old evidence of both Project Shadow and the Biolizard, and there is nothing that says it's immortal.
Okay. Okay, you heard it from Super. He doesn't think he's immortal.
You heard it from me. I have an opinion.
Yes.
No, I have an opinion that I've backed up with facts. I mean, even further, the prototype for biological life, he has a life support system. It's a machine. You blow up the machine, the thing dies. Derp.
Yeah.
Now, I will say there is one little thing that people might be able to say about Shadow being immortal, is that we have no idea what the hell Black Arms are.
That is true. That is very true. Wait, he did say that he came to the planet like 2,000 years ago, though.
He did, but what has the Black Comet been doing when it's been flying through space? A, it's Black Doom. It's just his DNA. It doesn't mean he's immortal. B, they could be cryogenically frozen through as they fly through space, because they're obviously not doing anything. B, we don't know what the hell's on the Black Comet.
And then there's the fact that they just modeled him from his blood. That doesn't mean that he has all his features. The reason I know this seems weird, but we had a big talk about this because we wanted to, if we were going with the route that he was immortal, when he asked Rouge to marry him, we were going to have her be concerned about that she was going to grow old and die, and he didn't, or he wasn't going to.
I would have rather had him say no, or have Rouge say no if he was immortal.
Yeah, we were talking about that a lot, and then I think we just said screw it.
Don't bring it up.
Yeah, just don't worry about it. If we didn't have that argument, we wouldn't have had it come up either way.
Yeah, it was prevalent enough that we probably would have had to bring it up. And at that point, just for the comics universe, I would say that you should have had it so he's not immortal. Or just tell him that he doesn't know.
Yeah, that would have worked too.
Because, let's be honest here, we don't exactly know how old Shadow is in the first place. He was with Maria for a nondescript period of time. Actually, if you double cross everything, or cross reference everything, it's not exactly consistent.
Yeah, when Shadow came out, it was very inconsistent with Sonic Adventure 2 in a few ways.
Yeah, but basically, you can basically say Shadow was on the Ark for 2 years. Then he got cryogenically frozen. And then he's been kicking around for -3 years because Sonic has aged backwards.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, but, so say he's about 3 years in the future. And then again, I know the chat's probably yelling all about the Shadow side story of, Sonic 2006. And, again, Shadow's held in stasis.
I would have broke, if I was Shadow in that game, I would have, broke everything, because I would have went, to find my body. Frozen.
Oh, it's like, Mephiles shows Shadow his body. I'm just like, Shadow, break the stasis. Break it. Team up with yourself. Come on.
It. It'll be awesome. As for Razor, what he was doing, that was actually going to be really cool. I was going to go all out on that one. I was going to just have him wandering around all sad, lonely, bar to bar.
In other words, he would start off as a Western.
Maybe. I think when he's telling Seamus this, he probably would have told him like it was a Western.
Probably.
Just to make it seem more impressive. Razor was basically just wandering around, and then his dark side, basically Oni Razor, will be popping out talking to him saying that he needs to turn bad. You know you're no good. You shouldn't be playing with these heroes. You shouldn't even be on this planet. You don't deserve to be here.
Thanks, Dad. Sorry, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, just fighting him, telling him he needs to change, that it's inevitable, and you know it's going to happen. Stuff like that. And Razor's going to fight it. The idea being, in Dark Tomorrow, he just gave into it. And in this timeline, he conquers it. I think I was gonna have them two actually fight each other and him win, and then he masters the form, and that's how he came back with it.
Like a boss.
Yeah, he conquered his evil intent and was able to control it and master it. I think it works. I think Akuma actually did that with Shin. He like fought Shin Akuma and he became Shin. I didn't even think of that. I'm ripping off him again.
Yep. You have
Oh.
no original thoughts.
I wouldn't have him fight him then. I was actually kicking around this idea too. I think that would have been a good story. I know it's short the way I said it, but I think it would have played really good. The other thing too, I think after the Pony arc, if I would have kept going, I would have had Undertaker recruit Oni Razor for something later, like bring him back from hell, because I don't think he got to be used enough. It would have been cool to see him back. Now, there's also the big issue with X-Zero and Axel, which you have probably noticed has been kicked around for a while.
Mm-hmm.
That there's been a little foreshadowing. X had that dream in Big Man Strikes Part 2. There was a lot I was thinking about doing. I was thinking about sending them back, because I've honestly screwed up horribly with them. They have not done anything.
They're not even supposed to be in the banner at this point, really.
No, they really, really shouldn't. I brought them back because I thought they looked cool, or I thought they were really cool at the time. I have such a big cast, and I did not feel like fleshing out 2 more characters, and that's just what happened. 3, yeah. That's just what happened, and it was really lame, and I feel really bad that I did it. But I was thinking about sending them back, and then I remember Zergon was like, you took all that effort, and they've been here so long, you cannot just send them back, and I'm like, yeah. The idea was I was going to send them away, but still be accessible. X and Zero were going to join the Galactic Federation and fight bad guys, I guess, throughout the universe. But doing that...
Fight Ho for everlasting peace. Actually, someone in your comments actually totally called that.
Someone did?
Yeah.
Where?
I don't know anymore.
Okay.
You freaking quit a while ago. I haven't looked through your forums except for to troll.
Yeah, someone might have, yeah, I think you're right. But, yeah, that was going to be the thing, they were going to do that. And Axel was going to stay. I was actually, in the last saga, rooming with Razor, I was going to make him Tails' assistant, which would have been a good role for him, and it would have been sparing, and I could have used him in a good way. He was the only one who actually had potential, I think. As a character, anyway. That was the plan there. So, yeah, I was just going to send them away and be inaccessible. The cast was going to shift a lot around that time, too. I was actually going to send Shadow and Rouge off after their wedding.
Which would make rooming with Razor kind of useless at that point, considering the room would open up.
It was still funny, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. He would just get that room. Well, that works, too, because I didn't want him in the training room forever.
Mm-hmm.
That would have worked fine, actually. And it would have been a while, because they still had to find the wedding. The idea there was they were going to work for Gun permanently. Like, they were going to move to their base or something. And that's another thing, too. It helps with surprises, like Shadow just suddenly shows up. And it's like, oh man, Shadow's here, cool. Stuff like that. And also the fact that they can still visit the damn house. It's not like they're unusable.
I want to bring up, what the hell is up with that freaking house?
The giant house?
The giant house, how big is it? Why couldn't Reeser find a room? Is there probably an entire wing of that house that nobody ever enters?
I hope so.
Who keeps it clean?
Amy, probably.
Like, I was thinking, like, I was going through some things, and, like, you actually brought mention of her, the purple hedgehog girl with the yellow streak of hair.
Mm-hmm. Saber.
Yeah, that one. I was just gonna tell you, it's like, she's still living at the house. She's just in the other wing of the house that no one ever goes to.
Mm-hmm. I just ran out of background. Honestly, if I redid that, I probably would have said the house isn't that big. It's just okay. It's a good size, I'm sure, because a lot of people are living there, but it's not really that big.
Yeah, and the ceiling, the roof is starlight. For some reason, Tony's room is carnival night. Random RPG background for the main hall.
Akuma says she cooks, she cleans. Amy, definitely ship her with Tony. She's like Chi-Chi. No, we are going to develop them. Actually,
no, we're not. You quit, remember?
No, if we did. The idea is, most of you could probably tell, was Dimitri was going to end up with Amy, which I thought would have worked good.
And Sonic with Blaze.
Yeah, Sonic was going to end up with Blaze. I don't think any of those are unknowns. The how it would have happened would have been the fun part.
Yeah. And Razor with Trinity. Wait, what?
No, yeah. Yeah, that's totally canon. She's not here. She isn't going to dispute me.
She will run in here and beat you up.
Yep.
With a wheelbarrow.
So I'll go to the topic now. And Akuma asked, so what's the deal with Eggman? Would he have come back? Have I talked to you any about that?
Yeah, a little bit.
The idea was he was okay. This actually goes way back. When I started doing Eggman Strikes, he was going to be a bad guy dick forever. He was going to be serious. But in the writing process of that, I think when Zenon and AW Angel Warrior Queen were helping me write stuff, I think we realized that was not very fun. That's not what makes Eggman fun, you know?
It can make him interesting, but in a comic where you were having way more fun than you were anything else.
Yeah.
It's probably as jarring as change as whatever the hell Liger did. Like, he was all happy-go-fun time, and then, like, suddenly, by the way, you're a hedgehog. Oh, look, he is a hedgehog.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, that kind of became a completely different comic altogether.
Yep.
But the idea we came up was to have him in a psych ward, which is what happened. It was actually Arkham. It's Arkham.
It's Arkham. He beat up Joker.
I don't think that happened.
Took him back in the showers. Wiley dropped the soap.
Oh.
Because Wiley was there.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna get to Wiley too. Eggman was gonna be rehabilitated and come back and be his old self.
Yeah, he gets rehabilitated and becomes his old world domineering self.
Yeah, but you know, his old silly self. I had big problems.
Insane, less focused one is what psych wards are supposed to do.
I had big problems with that idea myself. I didn't think it worked. I don't think anyone would have cared. But if you think about it, I wasn't okay with the fact that Eggman obviously went on a killing spree in that saga, and then for him to be put back on the streets and be treated as if nothing happened, even though he was out of his mind. I don't know if I'm even okay with that, like, to this day.
Well, you probably could have easily just had him get broken out.
That could have worked too, but I didn't want people to hate him after the fact too. But I don't know. We didn't really show any killing or anything. I don't think people would have cared too much.
Yeah, it's easy to come up with something.
Yeah, we would have figured something out, but that was the idea, and that's why he went psycho and ended up in Arkham. So he was going to come back and lead the group again, but I think too it was going to be a slow progression too. He's just going to be living there, and then the idea we had was just he's going to wake up and just there's going to be a bunch of robots. He's like, what? How'd those get here? And then he's going to wake up and there's more robots. And basically, he's been making robots in his sleep, not knowing. That was another idea we had, which was pretty damn funny to me. Just going to work. Gemmel, though, I didn't show this yet, but Gemmel is really good with technology now, too, because he's been watching Eggman work. So he was going to make robots, too, in the meantime, so that they can have an army.
By the way, the best subtle joke in Tony the Hedgehog history was Gemmel reciting Shakespeare.
Really?
Yeah, I saw it on TV and copied it. Anyway, it was a middle panel joke. So, you know, it wasn't even the joke he was going for. But it was just like, it's like, oh yeah, I saw it on TV and copied it. And I just like, that just fits so well. It's such a mundane use of this character's main ability that it was hilarious.
I mean, he copied Eggman, or Gamma playing chess.
Mm-hmm.
I love using Gemmel in that capacity. That's why I love him so much. You can do anything with him.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my other favorite subtle jokes was the one that only you caught, I think, when everyone's standing pissed at Akuma, but Cream's not pissed, but Cheese
is pissed.
He's so mad.
Cheese is about to go ape.
The other one, and you told me you liked it too, where Tails is talking to Dr. Light, telling him thanks for helping him with the EMP. And he's like, yeah, whatever. I copied it from TV.
Oh god, that's a red vs. blue joke. It's actually an EMP, but the red vs. blue joke is that they call it the EMP.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one character actually goes absolutely nuts because he thinks they're all nuts for saying EMP.
Oh man, that's pretty funny.
The more you know. Moving on.
Yeah, and then Dr. Light, he says something about Wily, and Dr. Light goes, yeah, I think he's a pretty well-adjusted guy. That was going to lead to something. This made me happy as a continuity guy, who's trying to tie universes together. I looked up the year that my comic is set in now, and and I checked out this Mega Man timeline, and the Wily Wars started this year, like the year that the comic is set in, and
Nice.
I was so amped. I'm like, oh my god, that fits fucking wonderfully. That's gonna be perfect. I cursed. I was doing good. The idea that was gonna happen there was Sonic, seeing as he doesn't have Eggman to fight anymore, was going to go crazy since he had nothing to do. And then he was going to hear that this evil scientist was making robots and attacking cities again, and he was going to get really excited. And he's like, "Oh man, cool! I get to fight again. I get to do stuff. Get to be the hero." And it was going to be just a little fun arc where he keeps following, going to the robots. But since Mega Man can teleport, he gets there first and kills the robots. And he always goes in the room as he's teleporting away, and Sonic gets there late, just every time, which infuriates him. And then after he just beats Wily, Sonic's just gonna come back to Tony and just be like, "Yeah, I think this other blue guy's got this one." It was going to be after X and Zero left too, so we didn't have any confusion there. So that whole Wily Wars X series thing drives me crazy too.
Just go with the Bob and George story.
That's what everybody goes with.
Yeah, because it's solid.
And we have nothing else to go on.
Yep.
Des says post-heroism insanity syndrome. Yeah, sure.
That's fine by me.
Yeah.
Then let's have Sonic go nuts. All right.
Just for a little bit. Just
for a little bit.
Just as long as like Fluttershy went crazy.
Oh, I guess so. But you're going to love her.
Yeah, I think Wily though. Yeah, I didn't even catch that. Wily was. I think that was the thing. The Wily Wars were going to be going on to next year or so in my comics. I think Wily might have been used in some capacity as like a villain to us, but for the most part, he'd be fighting Mega Man during our little fun stuff. But I think I was going to use him at some point, which would have been fun. It would have worked.
I think so too.
Yeah, and then we had Team Metroid in the mix too. That would have been fun. I don't know if they take too kindly to another villain.
I don't know. Multiple villains make for, multiple heroes. And you already have multiple freaking heroes, but only had one really real villain there for a while.
I know. Zen asks, how is things going to end for Tony? Settle down, get married? There was actually a few people asked this.
Yep.
I don't think so. I don't think I was ever going to do that.
We have. I had to make for the main thing. You actually had 2 alternate timelines.
Oh, you want to bring up the arc that we're going to do? I told you about it. You can.
Yeah, I mean, I won't bring it up if it's still going to happen.
No, you should say it.
Okay. So you guys all remember Dark Tomorrow, right? Yes. Basically, that future still kind of continued on even after they left.
Kind of like Trunks.
Kind of like what?
Trunks from Dragon Ball Z.
Right, yes, Trunks.
They changed the timeline, but his still was there.
Yeah. But he went back and beat the people up, so there you go.
Mm-hmm.
And, so, old Tony,
for lack of a better name.
Yeah, old Tony, there's no way of saying, like, old knee.
Mm-hmm.
So, old Tony gets in contact with, new Tony. This is supposed to be some sort of end of the everything.
I think I was going to do it anyway, maybe even if it wasn't an ending, but I think that was a supposed ending I was kicking around.
Yeah. It was basically to leave Tony's future open-ended, but to give you an idea of what could be.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, he calls Tony and tells him what's up with the future that he saved in Dark Tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I found that to be a very interesting idea, because that way you didn't have to tell everyone what happened in the epilogue, but you could give them an idea of what to look for.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of Scrubs, in a way.
Scrubs' ending was fantastic. I love how they did that.
Fantastic. I mean, it was like, it told you of a future that could have happened, and it might just happen, but it wasn't solid. It wasn't set in stone.
Yeah, that was one of the better endings I've seen for something. I
Yeah.
really, really like that. I
Yeah, it
can tell you
wasn't cut to
this.
black.
Yeah, and like the middle ground people did get to come back over to Tony's world. Tails Jr. did make a dimensional portal that worked. And that was gonna work out like that. I won't spoil too much. If who knows, it might still happen eventually. But Tony and Naya were gonna get married in that timeline, in the future timeline.
In the future.
In the future.
I
So
think
that was.
you'd have to say that.
But I don't. I think if I ended the comic in the current timeline, like 3, 5 years later, I don't think I would have had him hook up with anyone or anything.
You
I
would have
think I.
totally hooked up with Razor's sister.
Yeah, that might have happened too.
You wouldn't have even referenced her anywhere, but he'd still hook up with with his sister. And
But
then Razor would have tried to hook up with Tony's sister as a retaliation.
and that would have ended
I know I heard from Razor again.
it. The end.
The end. Ta-da!
Otherwise, I probably would have did something where you just went off to a new adventure. Because just kind of like now, I don't ever want to just put a book into it. Because I think even now, I still feel like someday I might do more. So I didn't want to ever finish everything off.
Leave some lingering plot elements.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to mention this with the X and Zero and Axel thing. Remember that Sigma foreshadowing I did a while ago?
A long time ago, yes.
A long time ago? People are probably going to get mad when I even say this because they're going to be like, what? And then they're going to look it up. And I'm going to tell you right now, nothing was going to happen with that. It was something I was going to allude to and maybe do something with, but then I realized that he doesn't have enough sprites. So I was just, and since X and Zero are going away, we don't really need Sigma for anything.
I don't know, you could always, find sprites.
I guess, but
I mean, yeah, you use that one sprite, but, that was so long ago, you could easily be explained away with, oh yeah, I made enhancements to his design.
Jimbo could fix it up.
There's a lot of different things that could have happened.
I still didn't feel like dealing with it though.
Yeah, but leaving it there, you have something to work forward to.
If I wanted.
Yeah. You could even have him be the one who frees Eggman if you wanted to.
Some people asked if I'm just trying to remember some stuff in my head now too. Someone asked, were we ever going to see Metal Sonic again? And yeah,
Yes.
probably.
Even though, well, you say yes, but every time we talk about it, we always end up with no. Every time we've talked about it, we've basically changed our answer to no, because sometimes comic people need to stay dead.
But maybe if I went another 10 years, we could have. But
you could have brought him back, but
it wouldn't have been for a long time.
Probably be either he'd probably be insane, or he'd be Metal Sonic, but he wouldn't be the same Metal Sonic. Things like that. I mean, he is a robot.
Yeah. The thing with that is that you notice during the Shakespeare joke that that Super pointed out, the head is intact.
Yeah.
There is a reason I did that. I had an out for everything. I'll also point out this, and I don't think I've ever pointed out this. Tony, when he killed Tony Android, he shot him in a beam up.
And he didn't show what happened. He didn't show it land. He didn't show it if he kept on going into space, got shot off to the sun, etc., etc.
Disintegrated. Because disintegrated. But if not, he went to space really, really far away, and I can still play with that. But yeah, it was always in the cards. I had an out for him and Metal Sonic if I wanted to bring them back. I am just like Marvel and DC with their constant bringing back of characters. I always leave myself an out.
Well, DC is about to relaunch their entire thing.
Yeah, they gave up.
All their continuity will be gone, and then Tony will cry.
Yeah. No, I'm actually okay with that. I still got the cartoons.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Game Over BR asks if Shadow and Rouge have a hedge bat. No.
And I think we all have the same response to that run.
Yay.
Yay.
I've been hearing a lot of, what's going to happen to Got in the Middle Ground. And are you going to let someone else do it? And I don't want to seem like a prig or anything, but I want to say no. And I'm actually going to say no. No one can have it. The problem with it is, I wouldn't mind, I'm not saying people shouldn't even continue in the same vein. It should be called something else.
In other words, make something like Getting in the Middle Ground. Don't call it Getting in the Middle Ground.
I wouldn't have a problem with it, but it is so deeply within my mythos. There's so much in my particular comic canon that it's not really it's a big part of my canon actually. So it's still kind of my thing. It's very much stamped with Tony the Hedgehog canon. I don't think it would work. So
don't touch getting in the middle ground, guys.
I mean,
or Tony will hate you.
No,
forever.
no. If you want to do a middle ground, fun, happy comic, do it, because it would help the site a lot. I think it was a really fun thing to do, but someone shouldn't continue down the middle ground. I don't think that'd be the way to go.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Just don't touch his getting in the middle ground. Tony can be in your comics as little fun little things and stuff like that, but don't try and use Tony for big giant things, and then don't kill Tony. Don't remove him. Don't remove an arm.
Don't do anything like that.
Don't take out his eye.
Unless you're a Kuma, in which case talk to me about it. We'll see what goes on.
Unless you're part of the big three.
The big two now.
Yeah. So someone will take your spot.
Yeah.
They're hiring now.
Yeah.
Man, you should do something.
Yeah. Now looking through his questions, seeing if I missed anything, because I don't want to end and.
Yoko asked about Samurai Panda's milk, but I don't think anyone's gonna get that.
I don't care. Are there any Show Me Your News people besides Yoko in here?
Don't know. I don't remember anything. Wait, I saw Blubber Boy, and I think that was Tenacious.
I think I mentioned this a while ago, and he remembered. Someone asked me if I was going to do a Dark Brotherhood adaptation, and I said I would a while ago because I liked Shade. But then they didn't even finish their story, so I don't feel like I need to adapt to something that didn't even finish.
Maybe you could give it an ending.
That would be something to do.
Because it at least had an interesting, little bit about it. Mm-hmm. It ended on a cliffhanger, yes, that was awful and stupid. But it also, basically people would at least try and play the next one. Because if you got as far enough to beat it, you're probably going to get farther enough to get it, to buy the next game to figure out where the hell it was.
Yeah. Oh, I found a good one. Would we hear from Tony's family, and would Tony's father finally accept Tony being a Saiyajin? I don't think so.
Nope. No happy ending
we would have
there.
saw him again. No, I don't think I've ever intended one. We would have saw him again though, definitely. I wanted to really develop that relationship a lot more with his family. Because it wasn't seen on screen a lot. It's something that's been in my head a lot, but it's not something that they only showed up at the funeral, really.
And only to be dicks.
Only to be dicks. I did already have they were definitely coming back for, damn, I didn't explain that either. Gomi, finding out what happened with her parents, or with her dad, or how she came to be. Tony's dad was gonna come by, and, this has been another joke that's been in my head a long time, where he's like, you should let us come back in your life again, and just butter it up, and Tony's just gonna be like, wow, I didn't really think of it like that. Maybe I shouldn't be so bitter to you guys. And he's gonna be just talking and cut off in the middle. Like, yeah, maybe I should just be cool to you guys. And by the way, I heard what you said at the funeral. And just glare at him and just be like, yeah. And then just have his arm glow and just yell, get the hell out, get to the car, go, go, go. Tony's dad runs away.
And then but I did want him to do one thing, and one thing only. And I was just like, I wanted Tony to look over to his mom and just say, Gomi.
Oh, why?
Because, well, same mother.
No, I was gonna have Gomi come in the room and be like, hey, Tony, is that your parents? Because isn't that technically my mom? And Tony just kind of probably does the I see what you did there face, because it's been used so many times. And then run out and be like, no, come back, I'm just kidding, come back. After, threatening to kill them. Like, no, I need you for something, get back here. It's much funnier to me.
Or, hey, and it's like, oh, hey, Dad, meet my sister. Didn't you know?
Nope. Yeah, he was going to be really upset about that. Gomi was pretty much, me and Gomi talked about it a long time ago, probably like my first year, about how her dad's a crazy demon and shapeshifter, and that he just pretty much impregnated my mom. He just seemed nice when they dated when she was really young. and then it turned out that he was a jerk. And for some reason, he
And a
wants to kill.
pedophile, but
For some reason now, he's looking for Gomi and trying to kill her. She told me, which I probably would have integrated it somehow. I don't know how. That would have been nice too. That would have been something to go to. But yeah, there was not much else to that. I was also going to say that my mom gave her hat, and that's always been with her. Which, yeah, I'm glad someone brought that up because I forgot about Gomi. So that was something that was probably going to be relatively soon as well. The Gomi stuff, because we need to see his parents again, and that is a story that's long in the making too. Is what was going on with Gomi.
So in other words, Tony the Hedgehog episode, the podcast episode 3, where we tell you that we had a lot of stuff to plan and you'll never see it.
I hope that hearing it is nice though. I can't really say much else.
Or if any of you who are rather talented in doing it would just like his notes.
That is true too, but I don't know if I'd.
You could be downgraded. You could be downgraded into a writer for the Tony the Hedgehog.
I don't know if I'd want to deal with that even though. It would depend. If you come to me and you have talent and you really want to update a lot, I guess. 'Cause that's the thing. I've seen so many of these deals where, I'm writing and this guy's making the comic, and they just stop because somebody doesn't want to do the work anymore.
Usually the guy who makes the comic.
Yeah, usually.
Writing's easy.
Yeah, well, I'd probably just give them an outline, because you really don't need to write out every single comic. I'll be like, do what you want with it, as long as it's not bad.
Well, you gotta do it depends on how you want it, especially joke-a-day comics.
Oh, I know. But, anything can happen. I think I'll probably take a few months break. I think that's everything. Is there any other little important plot points that I've gleamed over, you think?
Let's see. We talked about X and Zero joining the Space Police. What were they called again?
Galactic Federation.
Right.
Oh, by the way, when Tony was with the aliens, I think he stops by the Galactic Federation headquarters, and there's posters for, like, Samus and Star Fox and Captain Quark.
Oh, jeez.
I know. My intent on making everything. Someone asked if Tony plans to going back to the near future. I don't think so. I don't think I was ever going to have them go back. I think it was just going to be
Back to the future.
Back. Oh, god damn it.
For a pun like that, you almost had to make something now.
I have to make this joke because me and Nathan have been talking about it. You know how they make like a fourth movie of a trilogy like way after the fact and it's never any good?
Yeah.
I want them to make a fourth Back to the Future just for a joke where the Doc has to make one of those models, of a city or something, and he actually has a lot of time to make it. Because I bet it would be amazing. Do you even know what I'm referencing? Do you remember when he makes a model of a city or something? To here's what we need to do with the car. You need to go 88 miles per hour. And he always says, oh, I'm sorry, it doesn't look that good. I didn't have much time. But it looks amazing. Every time. Can you imagine if he had a lot of time to make it?
So it just follows him making the Scale City. It's almost a documentary.
Yeah, if they just did that, just that one joke, I would be happy with a fourth movie. You're like, wow, he had a lot of time. Huh? And then Marty's like, well, it really doesn't look that good. Any more lame jokes that won't translate well over time?
Anyway, moving on. We should probably talk about, any of the characters that we might have missed.
Like what?
I don't know. You basically didn't say anything for Sonic except for he totally gets with Blaze in the end.
I can't really think of it. They probably would have stayed relatively the same. I don't see them changing much. He would have hooked up with Blaze. He would have went crazy during the little Mega Man arc. And I don't think everyone would have changed.
Don't you want to at least apologize for Knuckles?
Yeah. I actually want to apologize for him and X and Zero.
And Axel.
And Axel. Oh my god, I was so mean to Axel for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And what about Dark Samus?
Dark Samus?
You never mentioned anything about Dark Samus this entire time.
Warlock was going to revamp the character and make him awesome, pretty much. We were going to make him awesome. We were going to even, kind of retcon the Amy Rouge defeat that he had to deal with. Not retcon, but he was just going to say that he can't really, doesn't want to hit girls. He just doesn't think that's cool.
It's not cool, guys. You can be an international space bounty hunter that kills millions of people, but don't hit girls, guys. Don't hit girls.
He just didn't have it in him. And then I think Gemma was going to say, what about Samus? And he's like, she's no girl. So basically like, well, she doesn't count. If you've ever fought her, you'd know.
Unless, of course, you fought her in Brawl.
Chaos.
She hits like a girl.
A few other little random stories that have been kicking around. We were going to have, actually, Dark Samus beat up Tony.
Yeah.
Gemma was going to make a device. This was going to be like probably soon too. Gemma was going to make a device that could power you down to your base form. And he was going to power Tony down to his black form. And then we realized Tony really can't fight that well.
He's all beams and energy.
Which isn't really that far off of how it actually has happened. And he turns black and that scars him. And he has to get past that. And he's actually black for a few days. And then he goes to train and fight, like for reals, like he kind of used to. Yeah, Akuma says, ouch, he can't believe that someone can't fight. Just, the idea there too was, I had an idea where Tony called Akuma, is like, let me ask you, like, when we were fighting, was I any good? And Akuma's gonna be like, well, not really. Let's just put it like this, I'm Batman and you're Superman, and then that makes Tony cry.
Yeah, that would, actually.
Because Tony wants to be Batman.
Well, who doesn't want to be Batman?
No, that's true. Just rich and fighting crime all the time. Never getting hit with bullets.
Or when you do, it gets, like, only somewhat deep into your bat suit.
There was another thing where they were going to steal the Soul Emeralds. Team Metroid was going to steal the Soul Emeralds for something. Not even sure what. They just figured, we'll steal these. And they do it successfully. Nobody notices. Blaze is, like, visiting Sonic at the time. And they're hanging out. Maybe some romantic going on with that. That might have been the A-plot, is Sonic and Blaze. All the while, though, the bad guys got the Soul Emeralds, and Chaos starts eating them and going crazy, and they have to deal with, like, their base being flooded, and Chaos will finally talk in this form, too, and which will be cool. And, by the way, I've never said this. I've told Akuma, the Eggman base is the same base as Sonic Adventure 2 in the pyramid.
You never had to say that. That's what I figured.
I am so happy somebody caught on to that. That was never going to be said. The Sonic and crew don't know where it is either, because they never assumed that he would use the same base. When Razor and Shadow were captured, that was somewhere else. That wasn't their base. So he didn't even take them there for that. And it's going to be, they just didn't think, oh, hey, let's go back to his old bases. That was the idea, too. And then basically at the end, when they neutralize Chaos, they get the emeralds out. You just knock on the door with the emeralds. And Blaze answers like, how'd you get that? And he just gives them to her, and he's like, I don't want them anymore, you take them. Just leaves.
Things I have seen.
So much fun stuff would have happened. I'm so sorry, you guys.
So much fun stuff. It was going to be great. There was going to be plot lines, romance. It's going to be the best sprite comic on the internet. And then I quit.
Yeah. And I know I've mentioned this. I guess that isn't going to be timeless, but the post I made. But I'll say it here too. I just don't have the drive for it anymore, and I'm really sorry. I've just been socializing more, been with friends more, playing games more, making games. Not streaming more.
Probably should do that now that you have your time.
That was a big question too. Are you going to still stream? No. Not now. It's not done. But we are working on our games right now. And I'll segue to this. GoldenVaultGames.com. Go there, follow our Facebook, Twitter. We will have something soon, hopefully. It's looking good, like, apparently, yeah, it's...
And, you should probably get the old demo and give it to Akuma, just so he could smack Tony all day.
The old demo had Tony appear as the enemies and pop out of the ground and you hit them. They were, before we actually had sprites that Nathan made, they were Tony sprites, and they were really silly, because I picked them out. And we had MODOK's theme as the music.
Yes.
It was pretty awesome. It's not even as good now. No. It's way better, but things are finally chugging along. We need to copyright stuff. But beyond that, we need music and a few sound effects. But That should be soon, so please look out for that. Please follow me through this endeavor. I really hope you guys like what I create. Like, this game idea is mine right now. I'm not programming or doing any art, but the idea was mine. And we've got quite a few ideas, some of them mine, some of them theirs, and we'll all be involved at all stages creatively. And I hope you guys follow this little game universe we're going to create. I hope you guys like it.
And I hope you guys buy it, because if you buy it and he succeeds, then I get flown down to work for them.
Yeah, he's going to be the level designer guy.
Because that's what I've been doing for a really long time, is level designing.
Yoko, too. I'll say this a little bit. We do want little recurring elements in the games, and I thought of one where Yoko is the sleek, sexy radio voice guy. Like, sometimes you're traveling through a city and you'll hear the radio just sitting around and it's Yoko talking like this.
I could see that.
It would have worked. And we can have him, like, during a zombie invasion or something, go crazy. Oh, man! There's still no milk here. What's going on?
Where is Panda with the milk?
But yeah, goldenvaultgames.com. Check it out. The site will probably be getting a revamp soon. We'll probably have the demo up in a few weeks. Follow me through this, please, and I'll keep in touch too. I'll be on the front page with updates when big stuff happens or a game comes out.
Or when he actually starts streaming again.
Yeah. The streams were going to be under the Golden Vault banner. This is probably going to be the last stream on this channel, actually. Unless you want to use it super, go for it.
Sure, I'll just go ahead and steal all your stuff and
Okay.
the comics for you.
No, you're not very good at those.
No, I'm not.
I was like, he's going to get offended, but I'm like, nah, he's been mean to me this whole time.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's be honest here. The real reason that Tony can't do comics anymore is because he's a pony now. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, check out the I'm resigning topic and look for, and I spoiled it, so look for one of my posts where something is spoiled. And not the one not the latest one, though. I think it's on page 2.
Yeah, it's somewhere. Look at Super Post.
Yeah.
Read all of Super's posts ever.
Yes, do that. It'll probably be a good waste of an hour. You'll laugh. You'll cry. And
Here's
you'll
to Tony's.
leave enlightened.
Here's to Tony's game making it on 0 punctuation. I hope not. Unless he likes it, which would be amazing.
Well, he does do like that one indie thing a year.
That's good.
I want to say this. Yoko said fit bro fist in the chat, and the only thing I can think of is fist bump.
That's gonna be timeless.
That will be timeless.
But
and then everyone in the chat's like, what the hell are they talking about?
Please follow us through that. I will update you guys. The folder will be out soon. Is when this is done, being edited together and spliced together, and I might throw another few things in there. Liger needs to make that last comic for the Pony arc. But I really, really want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for following me through all this stuff. Reading my comics, watching my stream, anything you guys done since this has been a crazy ride in hobby, and I can't thank you guys enough. It's been really fun. Thanks to Warlock, Angel Warrior Queen, Xenon for helping me write and stuff. Exxon, hell yeah, for all the crazy, crazy sprite work he did at the end of the run.
Because if anyone doesn't know already, this is where it's going to be said. Tony cannot sprite.
I cannot. It's weird that I've been doing this 6 years and over 1,000 comics and I can't sprite, but I can't. And people honestly ask me all the time to help them make sprites.
You got asked this morning.
Yeah, I did. And it's like, I just kind of want to be like, no, go ask Akuma so he can tell you no. But thank you for the middle ground for letting me on the site and letting my fan comic be a part of the universe, and it's just been great, guys. I can't thank you enough. It's been really fun, and I will always remember it. It's not going to be something I did this comic thing for a while and it's done. I'll always remember it, and I'll always be around the site, so don't think I'm going anywhere. Use my character, do whatever the hell you want. Don't cut his arm off.
And yeah, don't cut his arm off, but I'd like to see more from Greedy, wherever he is.
Oh, he might get hired.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
I mean, you know what? I don't care. Since I'm not on staff, I hope Greeny and Sam get hired right now.
Who the hell's Sam?
Sam is on the forums.
Oh, okay.
or Maeve, if you. If
And
this
hopefully you guys will be able to do more on the middle ground.
is...
Hint, hint.
Yeah.
Some of you who are listening to this, be it now or on the record, you might know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
Do more on the middle ground, guys.
Hopefully.
And
I
don't
mean,
lock the lounge up.
He's just gonna say it. Post restrictions are stupid. I agree. I've been fighting for that one, but
I just looked at it the other day, and I'm just like, middle ground forums barely get noticed as they are right now. And you've got readers who don't post, and the only place they can post are what, the games thing, the animation topics, the forum topics, and then they had to post over 200 times to get in to talk with everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Is there at least a middle ground IRC that I'm not aware of?
Nope. I've been pushing for that too.
Yeah, so middle ground IRC, no post count restrictions.
Make it
Come
happen.
on.
Ah.
And if you do post count restrictions, make them something like 10
Or 5.
or 5.
We're getting canceled for this. Okay.
Yeah, canceled. This is why I'm saying.
We're done.
When the hell am I going to be on the middle ground next?
I know, and I don't care because I quit. Woo!
I'll put it this way: the only topic I've ever wanted to post on the middle ground are the pony topics.
Oh my god.
Come on.
Well, hopefully I can help the forum and make it awesome.
Yes.
I'll be around.
Well, that's something completely different that I would like to go on a huge rant about. Is how all of the old comic makers are still freaking admins and stuff, moderators.
Let's leave on a happy note.
I did not leave that on a happy note.
You did not.
No, but we do have something. We do have something that can make it end on a happy note, and that's actually a congratulations from one of our mutual friends. But we'll actually end that after
the song.
You want to play the song? You want to play the song?
Okay.
It doesn't have lyrics.
No.
And so it's just easy listening for the next 5 minutes. In a sense.
The song is because I've met so many people over the years. It's called Dear Friends. So thank you for everything. I will be around, and hopefully I can work with you guys again on the site. I mean, hopefully we can do a little collabo things. Is it Tony singing? No, I'm not singing in it.
Oh, I should have got you drunk.
No. We are not going out like this. It's going to be classy. No, we just insulted everybody.
Hey, let's be honest here. I insulted everybody. That's what I do.
I watched. Thank you all. I will be around, and thanks for reading my stuff. And with that, I'm Tony.
I'm Super.
We'll see you guys around.